I'm Shannon Thrasher, and this is 30-Second Tactics. Today we're going to talk about fitness, specifically fitness in law enforcement, and for the guys that have been in it long enough they're starting to get chubby. You can probably tell I'm in the middle of a ruck march as I'm making this video, so if I sound a little out of breath or my thoughts seem a little disorganized, forgive me. Before we get started, as always, I just want to ask you guys, please, if you enjoy these videos, if you're getting something out of them, please hit like, hit share, get the word out, and hit that subscribe button. That does the most for the channel if you guys subscribe. And if you just view videos and you don't have an account and so the subscribe button doesn't work, it literally takes 2 or 3 minutes or less to sign up to where you can subscribe to channels, and then you'll get all our videos. And also you can comment if there's a topic you want to see in a future video. So, to the topic. Physical fitness in law enforcement. Let me start with a disclaimer that I'm not some kind of PT stud. I'm one of those older cops, not in the best shape of my life, but I do stay in shape. A level I can live with anyway. But before we get into what you need to do to stay in shape and dispel some of the excuses that come up, I'm going to talk about 2 reasons that I think cops don't stay in shape. And the first one is kind of systemic in that from the very beginning, from our first day at the academy, for the prior service military guys, our first day in basic training, we were taught subconsciously that PT is punishment. You mess up, do 20 push-ups. You mess up, go run the bleachers if you're in sports or whatever. So we get out of that, and most of us, we're in the best shape of our life when we leave the academy. But then in the back of your mind, you have, well, if I'm doing push-ups, somehow I'm being punished. So I don't want to punish myself. I don't have to do them now, so I'm not gonna. And not that push-ups are the best exercise anyway, but there's that. And then I think the other thing is, especially when you look at the older officers, the guys have been on 10, 15, 20 years, the longer you're on, of course, the better you get at your job, the better you get at handling physical situations. The more foot pursuits you've been in, the more fights you've been in, and the more successes you've had in those. And unfortunately, we train ourselves subconsciously again that, hey, I don't need to be in better shape. I may be 20 pounds overweight, I may be this or that, but I can still handle it. I still won the fight with that 19-year-old drunk kid or that 25-year-old kid on meth. So we kind of set ourselves up for failure there. And there's a phrase I use a lot that kind of fits in this too, and that's that luck is not a tactic. So just because you survive that fight doesn't mean you don't need to be in better shape. Now, as far as how to stay in shape, obviously everybody knows about the gym and everybody knows about just going running and stuff, but there's always an excuse. Now, obviously, if you're hitting the gym or doing your PT on a regular basis, you're in great shape, you're not overweight, you eat right, I'm not talking to you. I'm glad you're here, but this is mostly directed at those guys that have excuses. So what excuses do we have and how can we get around them? The biggest one I hear, and I'm on board with it, I say it too, is I just don't have time. And the problem is, let's say your regular workout at the gym's an hour, okay? But here's the thing. You're at home, you got an hour to kill. Great. But now you got to change into your gym clothes. You got to drive to the gym. You got to do your hour, maybe a little longer, because there's a line at your gym or whatever. And then maybe you have to take a shower there or go home and take a shower and change in your clothes again. And now, your hour workout takes you 2 hours or longer. And I get that. The other thing is expense. People say, oh, the gym's too expensive. Well, we all know cops don't make much money, but most gyms offer a law enforcement discount if the gym is your thing. Gym's not my thing. If it is, more power to you. But one thing I've found that can keep you in shape, can keep the pounds off, And it is kind of a minimum, but you know, a minimum is better than nothing. And that's just walking. Whether I'm at work doing a foot patrol or on my day off, just walking down the trail like this, or walking down the street in front of my house. You know, we're all different sizes, different shapes, but basically it's no problem walking a mile in 15 minutes. So the other thing about walking as opposed to running is you don't, you know, at the end of a mile walk, you're not a sweaty mess. You go run a mile or 2 or 5, you're gonna need a shower, you're gonna need more clothes, all right? But again, if you walk a mile, it's 15 minutes out of your day. You could literally, even if you're, you know, an investigator stuck in an office, you can literally get up, walk half a mile away, turn around, walk half a mile back. It took 15 minutes. You're not sweaty, okay? It burns calories, it keeps all your joints lubricated, and obviously it's a walk. It's not gonna have the same benefits as a run or a bunch of free weights. But if you need a minimum place to start to get yourself motivated, that's it. Now, on the topic of motivation, I found, and like I said, I'm not a PT guy, and I'm the first one to think of an excuse not to work out. But most of the guys I know that say they're gonna get in shape and don't, it's because they set unrealistic goals. So if your goal is you wanna run 10 miles, well, don't go out the first day and run 10 miles. Because you're gonna run a mile or 2, you're gonna get mad at life, and you're gonna quit, and you're gonna move on, and you're gonna say, oh, I'll pick that up again in January for a New Year's resolution. Don't be that guy. Hey, if your goal is 10 miles, then start out by walking that mile I talked about. And then 2, and then 3, and then when you're walking 10 miles, you can go back and run a mile. Okay, and when you're getting where running a mile doesn't sweat you, then, you know, 2 miles. Bump it up. And whatever the exercise is, you know, it doesn't have to be a run. I'm just saying, you know, set realistic goals for yourself. If you, and again, every body's different, every person's different, but if you're basically, you know, the typical 10, 15, 20-year cop that's 20 or 30 pounds overweight, you'd be surprised how much weight you can shed just by putting a mile walk into your routine. Now, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a personal trainer. If you're, you know, considerably overweight, you probably need to talk to a doctor or a personal trainer before you start this workout routine. But if you're 10 pounds overweight and just want to, you know, knock that out, just start walking. Now, of course, the other thing that cops all do that makes us all fat is we eat fast food. Okay, I get it, it's delicious. I love chicken nuggets as much as the next guy. But, and I'm not saying you could never have fast food again, but whether you're married and your wife can make you a lunch to take in, or your husband, or if you're single, you have time, make you a sack lunch. It's gonna be cheaper, it's gonna be better for you, you know, it's just all benefits. Now again, every once in a while, if you wanna, you know, throw McDonald's in there to reward yourself or have a hot meal or whatever, that's not gonna be the end of the world. But you gotta have, like I said, realistic goals. If you sit down and say, I'm never eating fast food again the rest of my life, well, in a day, a week, or a month, you're gonna blow that, and you'll be like, oh, forget the whole thing. No, give yourself a cheat day now and again. You earned it, especially if you're working out. And circling back a little bit to the reason I think we need to stay in shape, and the reason sometimes we think we don't. When I mentioned, you know, you leave the academy in the best shape of your life. And the longer you're on the street, the better you get at policing, the better you get at tactics and abilities to defend yourself. Well, the problem is, and again, I'm talking to the guys that have been on a little longer, the problem with that is you get older every year. The suspects stay the same age. You might be a 55-year-old cop who's, you know, never lost a fight, good guy, a few pounds overweight, stamina's not where it used to be. Well, the suspect, the guy methed out of his mind, or the drunk driver takes off running, or even if it's not a fight, even if it's just a foot pursuit, you know, that guy might still be 18, 20, 15, or 30 years old and goes to the gym every day. So we keep getting older, they stay the same age. That's basically what I'm saying. So guys, I hope I made some good points to get you motivated, get you into shape. I wanted to go ahead and make this video while I was on this ruck march for 2 reasons. First of all, it's kind of boring out here just walking, and now I can kill 10 minutes talking to you guys. And secondly, you know, to put my money where my mouth is. I'm not going to ask you guys to do something that I don't do. And I do walk, and I do ruck marches and other stuff. Keep my weight at a reasonable place. And I don't eat fast food much. So everything I've advised you guys to do, I do it myself. So that's what I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something. Like I said, please share the video, hit subscribe. And as always, work, train, repeat. Thanks, guys.